Hey guys, still here and welcome to 6 Days in Fallujah. I am interested in this FPS and that is a rare thing. These days, first-person shooters, tactical shooters, they seem to be a dime a dozen. They all have their various assortment of weapons, they all have their microtransactions, they all have their battle royale. 6 Days in Fallujah is really quite different. This isn't just your other multiplayer game that you all try to outshoot each other, with some people playing the game longer than others and thus people knowing the maps. That is always one of my biggest concerns / problems with these games. It is a learning curve. You always have to try and learn the new maps. But what if you can't? What if you cannot learn the maps? Well, that is a problem that you're going to have in this game. The maps are procedurally generated. Every encounter will be different. And this goes for the map, it goes for a house. It is to recreate the feeling that you never quite know what's going to be around the next corner. You never quite know what the next house or the layout of the house is going to look like. Just have a look at this clip.
The person who goes in first is never wrong. They have the most to fear.
And as soon as I walk in, I see a machine gun right in front of my face, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet from me.
Every time we would go into one of those buildings, you never know what to expect.
You don't know the layout of the house until you get in there. And then you still don't know it until you go all the way through it.
Room clearing, house clearing, it's different every single time.
The men you just saw were guys who were actually in Fallujah at the time. They were the ones who kicked down the doors and they were the ones who lost their friends there. They are now telling their stories to help the developers get a better idea of what the experience was like and how they can best recreate that in 6 Days in Fallujah. As you can see, the map sort of regenerates every single time. This creates that unknowability, that fear of what is beyond that door, what's in that hallway. Fortunately, you don't have to find out about that all by yourself. You are a squad leader, and that means you're going to be in charge of other people. Now, the game is currently set to be single player as well as online co-op, so no multiplayer in the sense of adversarial multiplayer, no PvP. And I believe that in a game like this, you already have enough to worry about. You're already trying to figure out what the best route might be to clear that house. Even if you don't exactly have a floor plan, you might be able to glean something by just looking through the windows. Another factor that this game really heavily focuses on, and that will help you figure out what might be beyond that next door, is sound design. Developers went to great lengths in order to get realistic sound design. And this could be something as simple as a chair falling over in the next room, which could alert you to the presence of somebody there, but you still don't know whether it's a combatant or not. The sound of an AK loading on the other side of the door, of course, might be a bit more of an indication that something maybe not so friendly is awaiting you on the other side of that door. Something else is the way that echoes work in this game. The rooms in Fallujah, the houses, they're a bit claustrophobic, and the sound design helps in that respect. Just listen to this next part.
Pushing inside the house, going left. Contact left.
I'm on left with you.
Down. Clear right. Clear left.
Hallway. Alright. Front middle is clear.
With this intense focus on sound, you're really being immersed into the game. Of course, it's going to sound different every time, because the rooms will be different every time. So you might establish sort of patterns of things that you can listen for, but what you might find beyond that next door is always going to be a mystery. Here's another clip, without visual, so just listen.
Grenade. Grenade out.
You think we can get to that outside entrance? We might be able to hit them from both sides.
Checking second floor.
Here, come outside with me to the left. We're coming up on the west side, second floor. Don't shoot.
As real as that might have sounded, there is one thing that is missing, and I think that for us, as the gamers who might be playing this, that might be for the better. It's the sound of your buddy, the sound of your friend getting hit and yelling out for help. This is definitely not going to be part of the game. You're going to have to just roleplay that if you want to add that, but I can still hardly fathom what it must have been like for the guys actually being out there in Fallujah, trying to clear these rooms. One thing with this game I'm quite certain about is that you're going to be dying a lot. Just have a look at this next clip.
Lock, peek around that corner, see what you see.
I got a couple windows, watch above you. Have a door here, locked. Remove it.
Alright, stack on the right side of the door. Let's breach this open.
Hold your fire!
Do it, Jay.
Breaching. You.
Pushing the back. Gotta watch the back hallway.
Contact to the right, heavy contact.
Pushing forward.
Knock me, hit first floor. Hey, I gotta check.
Contact down.
Over to you, Jay.
Vaulting over. Vaulting over. Contact.
And just like that, it can be over, and you get to do it all over again. If you want to play this with your friends, then communication is going to be absolutely critical. Based on the sound design that you could hear in this clip, I'd say use the in-game sound as opposed to a team platform like Discord or TeamSpeak or what have you. Because I believe that the game will incorporate the way that the sound changes based on where your buddies are, and of course whether or not you have to use radios to get in contact with each other. Deciding who goes where, instead of all bursting into the same room and all getting killed at the same time, is going to be no easy feat, especially at the end of this clip, as you might have seen. It's really hard to figure out from where you're getting shot at. It's really difficult to see the guy who was eventually killing the player here. Because this guy goes down. Time to vault over. But who gets him? I'm not sure. I just saw one guy running off on the right-hand side. Now, sadly, there isn't a whole lot more gameplay to show you because there's simply not that much to find. The game was slated to come out late 2022. As you can imagine, that didn't exactly quite go to plan. I believe that the hang-up was the procedurally generated part because it is apparently throwing some wrench in the works. And I can imagine that because it must be a pretty difficult part to program. Hopefully, it'll come out this year. There's no guarantee for that, but I, for one, am very much looking forward to playing this. 6 Days in Fallujah. Let's hope it comes out this year, so we have a new type of tactical shooter to play. And if it does come out, I hope to be playing it with my friends here on the channel. So let's keep an eye out for it, and hope that it comes out this year. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it.